And just about to get underway as the starting five have been announced. Sit tight. We'll be back in just a moment. This is it. Opening day. The regular season is set to begin, and we're thrilled to bring you all the live action right here on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan, along with Greg Anthony and Brent Berry, our terrific analysts, and David Aldridge is our sideline reporter. On Tuesday, and then on Saturday. Now the starting group for the visitors. B out there with Cowboy, and it's the natural, and it's Silk. They've got Doc. Jay out there with Knox, and it's Dub. That's Hamilton in at the 3 spot. And here we are. Opening night. Brent, do you have any special memories from an opening night you played in?
Oh, Kevin, you're bringing me back now. October 31st. 1997. I remember playing against the Phoenix Suns. We lost the games. Clippers went down in flames. But man, oh man, I'll never forget stepping on that court for the first time.
Now, here's Howard. Pass to the natural. Lays it up off the glass.
And drawing first blood, you know coach likes that momentum out of the gate.
Well, for us, it'll be interesting. Can they keep that kind of pace up all game long?
Out to the right wing. The pass to Jay. A 3. Misses that one. He's 0 for 1 from the floor.
And they had some box coverage that turned into no coverage.
Cowboy passes to Howard. Here's the natural. To the middle. Here's Walters. And he takes a fantastic lead pass up strong for the slam.
And can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
Hamilton left side. Passes it down. Here's Knox. First shot, first pass. He's out of the blocks fast.
And hitting the mid-range jumper here early gives the defense just another thing to think about.
Yeah, he's got to be a little bit more on their radar after knocking down something like that.
And the able to recover. Pass to the national. Pocket 6. Second chance shot. Rebounded by Knox. The natural's gone 1 of 3 from the field here. Driving to the basket.
Oh, such a beautiful pass to set that one.
Yeah, the pass might have been pretty, but the finish was angry. About 2 minutes played here in the first quarter. And he's going up for the alley-oop. That shot, no good.
And what should have been a simple pass and finish ends up at a missed opportunity on that alley-oop attempt.
And you'd like to keep things a little more simple, and that was a play that didn't quite develop the way they wanted it. But that play never gets old. The pick and roll will still be an offensive staple 100 years from now. Trust me.
First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes played. There's the pick. Count it. His second make in 4 attempts.
And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
Well, he's going to just keep going now. That's early confidence for him.
Now here's Hamilton. Here's Jay. From down in the low post, it goes.
You can't just stop when there's a big setup. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
That's one that the coaches will watch tomorrow with that player. You hate to see him give up in that situation.
Here's the natural. Here he goes. Hamilton pulls it in. Pass to Knox. To the right wing. And here in the first quarter, with a little over 3.5 minutes played, out left to the wing, 5 to shoot. Here's Jay, and it's off from three-point range. Gone 3 of 7 from the field since we've gotten underway. The pass to the Natural. Driving inside, and that one drops for him. The Naturals got 6.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry.
Passes it to Jay. Over to the wing. Pass to Don. To the left side wing. Howard with the steal. Pass break. Here we go. Oh, and the dunk by Howard.
And that's up-tempo basketball at its best. So much easier to operate the open court when a steal triggers the break.
Here's Knox. Now the pass to Don. With the drive, and it's sent back by Howard.
But not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
That's the kind of passing you want there. Work the ball around, keep it moving, try to get an assist on every bucket.
This is it to Don. And here's Hamilton. Pass to Don. There's the pass to Jay. Oh, good on the triple.
His shooting this quarter has to be a huge concern, especially when they're behind like this. Can he find a rhythm?
Pass to Howard from the arc. No good. Gone 50% from the field at this point, 4 of 8. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Jay to the wing right side. With the shot. That one's off. He's now 1 for 2. Here's the Natural. 6 points for him. Pass to Walters. He kicks it to Howard. Here's Cowboy. He sinks the 11-footer. Cowboy's got his second basket of the game. They're not having much success at all right now.
Kevin, I would shuffle the lineup if I were their coach a little bit just to try to find something that works. Giving up a run here, can they turn it around?
Hard to say right now. At this point, I've seen the coaches run through 2 or 3 iterations of defense. Is there a fourth? I'm not sure.
Here's Knox. Back to Washington to end the cold streak. He can't get that one to fall. Gone 7 of 12 from the field here in the first quarter. Pass to Walters. There's the drive. And a misplay.
And fancy finishes like that look great, but man, it's embarrassing when you blow them.
Outside Jackson. 1:04 left to play in the first quarter. And that one, no good to start him off on the night. Doing it very well as they shake off the rest here early. 54% from the field. 13 feet away. Martin with the bucket. 51 seconds left in the first quarter. Jackson deciding where to go with it. Over Martin. Jackson misses. It's stolen. And there's the pass to Washington. Fires for three. Jackson the tray.
He might not have the long range ability of some other guys, but he will knock down open ones like that.
16 seconds left to play in the first. Here's Donaldson. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Passes it to Walters. Shoots over Washington. And so the first quarter is in the books. Leading by 5. And will return shortly.
Getting down there and doing that much damage in a quarter, you got to respect the game plan.
In a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. We've got B-Train, the natural out there with Washington. And there's Jackson, and it's Crawford at the shooting guard.
And giving up some inches inside, but makes up for it with an aggressive stop.
Yeah, the big man not going to slow him down from getting that deuce.
Here's Donaldson. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
And now you can see the D having problems stopping the mid-range jumper, just not really closing out as much as they need to.
Now here's Jackson. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. You know, Greg, when you were in New York, you were on a super team of sorts. Compare that to the super teams they are forming now in the NBA.
Oh, we've always had super teams. And this misnomer that this is something that's just come about with this era is, to me, absurd. You've always had it. Whether the difference nowadays is I think the players have more say in where they go. And they can orchestrate how a team is constructed, but it's always existed. And the reality is this: you become a super team when you win a lot.
Sure.
And that's what really dictates how super your team is.
He hits both from the strike.
A great player on a great role at the charity stripe. The D has got to be careful about being too aggressive on him and sending him back for freebies.
Here's Magician. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Pass to Howard. This one for 3. Does not find the basket. His second miss. He's now 1 for 3. It's Crawford on the wing. Just over 1 minute has passed here in the second quarter. Jackson finds Crawford. No good off the front iron.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
Here's Donaldson, guarded by Jackson. Donaldson the pass to Howard. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Outside Jackson. Pass to Crawford. Up again. Gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. And here is Howard. The pass to Donaldson. And they force the shot clock violation. Great team. His shot was hindered by that momentous mobile one block.
And read the play perfectly. Gets himself in the air at the right moment. Terrific denial.
Hamilton's checked in for Jackson. And 38% from the field, a pretty weak showing for them. And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Passes to Doc. He can't get it to go. With confidence, 50% from the field so far. Howard, the pass to the net. Back to Howard. They need this one. The shot is good. It's his second bucket in 5 tries.
Impressive, really, from that short 17 area. They are not missing many.
Pass to Gardner. Here is Doc. No points in the game yet for him. Driving in, and he banks in the layup.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. And the pass to Magician. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the content.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
It's his first trip to the line. And the first one at the line is good. That's also good. So he hits both free throws. And in the second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. Crawford outside. Right wing. From outside the arc. That shot, no good.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
Martin, the pass to the next one. And there's the drive. Here's Magician. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
How about the concentration? He gets hit, but stays with the play and gets the finish.
Greg, as a young player, one of your mentors was Patrick Ewing. How valuable was that to have that kind of guy tutoring you, mentoring you as you were just getting in the NBA?
I'll tell you, he was the consummate professional and really an incredible leader by example. This guy spent infinite amount of hours in the gym in the off season honing his craft, first on the floor, last to leave it throughout his professional career, and that's something he had in common with all the truly greats who ever played the game.
Gone 2 of 6 in the field in the second quarter so far. Pass to Gardner. Hamilton outside. Over Martin. That one wide left. Gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. Here's the natural. He has 6. Stepped in the line, out of bounds there, and that will cost him the possession. Being about 35% for the field, not much falling for them. Jay, covered by Martin. Here's Jay, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. First trip to the line for him here.
2 shots.
The first free throw is good. That one falls, so he hits both of them.
And working, Kevin, themselves to the line here in the second. A nice way to get your offense going.
Pass to Walters. Lets it go with a 3. Knocks down the 3 ball. Cowboys got 7.
With this lead, they're playing confidently, showing a quick trigger from beyond.
Jay, covered by Martin. The pass to Don. Here's Knox. Charity swipe shot, and good that time. Gone 4 of 6 from the field here in the second. Here's the natural. 6 points for him. That one falls. He's got 8.
Rabbit's foot in the shoe that time. Got lucky because the pick has to be better. It made no impact, but they still got the score.
Hamilton left side. Jay, the pass to Hamilton. Off target with his 3.
And they continue to control the glass.
Outside, Martin. Here's the natural. He's got 8. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. This is his first free throw of the game. First free throw is good.
Yeah, nice job of drawing the contact and creating opportunities at the line.
Insanity is checked in for Martin. And so he makes both from the line. 1:57 left in the first half of basketball. Here's Knox. And Cowboys going to pick up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Washington. Six to shoot. Pass to Morgan. There's the triple. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. Here's the natural. 10 points for him. Passes it to Magician. Here's Donaldson. He takes it in. Shot from 12. Tries again. And it's good on the way in. That's 12 points for the natural.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Here's Knox. That's no good, and now he's missed 2 and made 2. Here's the natural. He's covered by Washington. Here's the natural. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
This is his second trip to the line in this one. And the first one drops.
And didn't have a single free throw in that first quarter, but he started to play with a little bit more of an edge to his game here in the second.
Jackson, he's checked in for Hamilton. So he gets them both. I think about 33% not happy with their play on that end. Now Jackson. Will it go? No good off the back of the rim. Gone 6 and 9 in the second quarter. So good work for the field. Here's the natural. Driving to the basket. Sweet little floater. The natural's got 16.
Always fun to look at. Not tremendously efficient, but the floater, boy, those sure are pretty.
Now here's Jackson. Three-pointer. And so it's the visiting team. Out in front by 17 points at the end of the quarter. They've been putting on a clinic in the paint. Shots are falling with regularity, and they are pounding it down low. Back right after this.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. Checking out the visiting team. Kenny, how'd you see it?
There's been one thing that's made a difference in this game above all else. Their control of the backboard. They put forth an amazing effort on the glass, and the rebounding numbers aren't even close, Ernie. That'll be something to keep an eye on in the second half. They will be very tough to contain if that continues.
And, big fella, let's get your thoughts on the home team.
Well, they gave up too many good looks. Look at the field goal percentage against them. This tells the whole story. Not enough activity defensively, not enough disruption, Ernie. Like Kenny disrupts me all the time, not enough disruption.
That about wraps it up. Time now for the second half of the game. We go to Kevin Harlan for the call.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. What can you say? The natural, an impressive effort here today.
And, I don't think he'll top the assist charts this year, but early on he's done a great job of keeping the ball hopping around.
You can get into a passing rhythm, and so far all of his have been on point.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. They got Silk, B out there with Cowboy, and it's the natural. In the corner, Knox with it. Here's Jay from outside off the mark.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Pass to Howard. A 3-ball. It's good from long range. Howard's got 7 points.
Well, part of their game plan was to block out the noise and just stay focused.
Always a good sign of maturity and steps forward when you can take this kind of effort, focus, and concentration on the road to get a win.
The pass to Jay. And they come right back with their own 3 points. 7 points in the game.
And I like the back and forth here, showing confidence from range.
It seems like they're going to find out who can make the deepest threes. Right now, it's a shootout.
And they turn it over. Stepped in the line that time. And here in the second half of play, we're just over a minute in. Here's Knox driving the lane, and that one drops.
Yeah, that's one way to get back into this game. Keep getting him the ball and let him make the shots.
Here's the natural. Here's Walters. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Greg, you've always said to have a winning team, you need franchise players. Talk about the specific qualities you look for in those superstars that can catapult a team to greatness.
It's a great question, Kevin. Talent really isn't enough. You know, whether you lead vocally or by example, the agenda has to be winning, and your best players really define who your team is going to be. So the franchise caliber player is a much needed asset.
And so he hits both. First minute and a half of basketball here in the third quarter. To the paint, picked off in midair. Here's the natural. 16 points for him. Drives to the hoop. Passes it to Walters. And he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
Here's Knox. 6 points for him. Hamilton outside. Pass to Jay. Launches it. No good there.
It wouldn't surprise me to see him find his touch and still be a factor. Don't count them out yet.
Here's the natural. Misses the floater. Gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half. There's the pass to Jay. Drills the three-pointer. Jay's got 10.
Something's growing, guys. The three-pointers just continue to flow.
Here's the natural. And Howard has it in the corner. It's tipped, and so out of bounds it goes. They'll keep possession. Juniors back in for Knox. Clock keeps going. 3 minutes into the second half now. Jay, the pass to Gardner. Here is Dodd. Going inside. Here's the natural. 16 points for him. Pass to B. Here's the natural. Buries the long-range jumper. The natural's got 19 points.
Oh, man, this would be a different ball game if they didn't have this type of scoring to rely on.
Hamilton outside. Second half here. We're just over 3.5 minutes into it. Yep, that one goes in there.
I just think that's trouble. You're gonna let that guy shoot layups. You're asking for it.
Gone 3 of 4 so far in the third quarter from the field. Pretty good start to the half. Here's the natural. He's got 19. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him. This is his third trip to the free throw line in the game. The natural, he's checked in for Hamilton. Gone 4-7 to get things started here in the second half. They set the screen. Jay, and there it is for him. Jay's got 12 points in the game.
I mean, could we say he was playing possum a bit there in the first half? Because it seems to be a different guy out there, way more assertive.
Here's the natural. Got a hand on it. Pass to Morgan. It's Crawford on the wing. Here's Morgan. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. And off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him. Guys, they have a really solid lead at this point.
Definitely, and they haven't faced much resistance.
Here's the natural. The shot comes out. Gone 6 of 9 from the floor here in the second half. They've got to be happy with that. Pass to Gardner. To the right side. Now the pass to Jay. Just 5 to shoot. Here's the screen. Open jump shot off the mark.
And I was sure that was money on that one, but everyone is afforded an easy miss or two.
Yeah, that happens. Important thing is for players, just don't beat yourself up and make a miss like that cost you another play.
And that's going to be out of bounds. And they'll keep possession. Two teams changing it up here. Passes it to Howard. Here's Donaldson. Pocket 6. Back to Howard. Shoots the 3. Donaldson no good. In a show of 60% since the halftime break. Jackson with it. Fires top of the key. That's good on the jump shot. Jackson got his second bucket of the night.
And they've really gotten on track here in the second half. After that shaky start, the field goal percentage steadily climbing. They couldn't make anything in that first break.
They grabbed their own miss. And Howard has it in the corner. Takes it inside. Oh!
Here he comes, and there he goes.
Look at him punish that rim. There's the pick. Jackson down low, working on Howard. Jackson misses. Gone just a bit under 50% from the field since halftime. 5 out of 11. Howard drives in, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now. First one falls for him.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
Well, at least I have some chicken wings to eat on the next few days. I got to cook all of them.
And so Howard nails both of them. 1:11 left to play in the third. Here's Knox. 6 points for him. And here's Jackson. Pass to Knox. And the rebound goes to Martin. Martin's got 4 rebounds now tonight. There's 42 seconds left in the third. Outside Howard. Makes the bucket. Now he's got 5 field goals, 5 for 8 in the game.
3-point shooting since the half has been about as good as you could ask for.
Knox the pass to Jackson. There's a screen by Washington. And the basket by Jackson.
Well, that's how you draw it up right there. A screen to shed the defense, a quick move to the bucket, and you get the lay-in.
Howard against Jackson. Now Howard. They get it back. Martin with the bucket.
There he is, beasting on the glass, converting the opportunity, trying to put this game away.
I just don't see how you climb back into the game when you're allowing plays like that to happen. Extra work on the offensive glass.
And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. Delivering the blowout. Don't go anywhere. The final quarter is coming up next on 2K Sports. How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Well, there's a way to break down the defense with the handle, but you can do it with the pass. Prime example of that right there.
And we reach the fourth quarter of a game that may be already out of hand. Knox out there with Jackson. Then it's the Magician. Then it's the Kid. And it's B-Train in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
Yeah. They go to my door or they go to
the natural, guarded by Jackson. The natural, plenty of room to knock down the shot. The natural's got 24.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead. Calling on the right guy at the right time.
Basketball IQ is something that gets talked about, but its importance to a team showing up here, running plays that turn into scores. Maybe the halftime break was good for him, allowed him to step back, calm himself down, get himself in the right frame of mind, and now shots are falling.
Here's Donaldson, and he dunks it down.
Yeah, undersized guys with athleticism do these kind of things, playing above the rim. Love to see him get up like that.
Pass to Knox. Hamilton left side. Knox the pass to Beecher.
My address?
You hear about the extinction of great NBA big men. Do you see it that way? And if so, Greg, is the game that has changed, or perhaps a dip in the talent at that position that has changed?
You know, you think back to the likes of Russell, Will, Kareem, and Hakeem, and Robinson, and Shaq. You know, some say, well, we just got lucky. But in a lot of ways, we still have the dominance of the big man. They just play more outside of the paint, right? You know, Giannis.
Yep.
You look at what he can do. Anthony Davis and the way he plays the game. I mean, LeBron, in essence, is a big man. I mean, you still can dominate the game as a big. It's just that you now can actually, in some respects, have more impact because you're involved in more facets of the game.
Something around 40% from the floor here. A little over a minute and a half of the fourth quarter gone now. And there's the pass to Doc. Target at the rim. They are enjoying a commanding lead.
And it really gives them the opportunity to give their starters a rest. Always critical when you get ready for that home stretch.
Driving inside.
I didn't have the volume on.
And it's blocked.
It's the same as that. That's what
Here's Knox. Passes it to Doc. From 13, and he can't bank that one in. Gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Pass to the natural. Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. Now the pass to B. Here's Donaldson. 4 on the shot clock. Here's the natural. No good from outside. Gone 1 of 4 since the end of the third quarter. Here's Knox. Out to the wing. Well, in the dunk contest, we saw Michael Jordan take on Dominique Wilkins. These days, not as many star players are participating in these skills competitions, like Greg the slam dunk.
I think it's a great point you raised, Kevin, and I think in part because back in that era, the reality is guys didn't make the kind of dollars they make today. And there was more risk, I guess, in the mindset of guys today, and they didn't want to take that challenge on. So I wish we would see more of our stars in the slam dunk contest, but
yes,
I don't think that's going to be the case, unfortunately, as much as we'd all like to see it.
I got a stream of them now. I'm going to say no numbers. That's why I text you right now. I'm about to take you. Come on. We can eat last. Huh? I'm talking about, I can tell you, yeah, I'm going to tell you yours too. I'm talking about yours.
That free throw missing. And he sinks the second. And with the frequency of three-point shots skyrocketing, Greg, does the drastic change concern you? And should something be done to lessen the dependence these teams have on threes?
It's crazy. I mean, we're starting to see teams take more threes than twos. Some have said maybe limit fouls on three-pointers to only 2 free throws. That might eliminate some of the blocking on those long-range attempts, but I really feel like this is the evolution of the game, and that three is going to be vital.
You don't know nothing about that. You know in that. That you think. Hey, do we see
Well, we
that
know it was a different kind of
preseason?
preseason for this year as the start of the season was delayed. Is that something the players like or don't?
Old guys love it, Kevin. Young guys need the time. But given the circumstances around trying to get the NBA season not just started, but eventually back on the regular calendar that we're used to, this is something that every team has been dealt. You've just got to play your cards wisely.
And that solid play in the paint continues here, guys.
Here's the natural. Brent, some unique conditions to say the least for the NBA recently. Do you feel you would have thrived or had a hard time in that bubble?
Well, that's a good question, Kevin. I like to think that I would have found some way to make positive contributions to the team. I think the interesting dynamic to all of it is the fact that guys love to compete. And there is no way for you to fake that kind of enthusiasm, that kind of drive, that kind of motivation to be on the floor and do your very best no matter the situation. That came out last year as we established the NBA champion.
And he knocks down the first one. Howard's checked in for insanity.
What?
keep trying to change my.
Oh, hey, I'm sorry.
That's also good. So he hits both free throws. Gone just 33% from the field in the fourth quarter so far. They are 2 of 6. Here is Don. Jay buries it from 3-point range. Jay's got about 11 in the second half.
Now this is more like it. 9 points for him from 3-point range this half. That's 9 more than he had before.
The natural pass to Howard. And right away, they match it with a 3-pointer of their own.
Yeah.
That shot from outside. There's no doubt about that. Spreading the floor and getting them up.
Back to Hamilton. Down the stretch of last season, Greg, we saw some teams resting healthy players, even ones out of the playoff hunt. They got fined. That is the amount, which I think is about $25,000. Is that enough to discourage that tactic?
You know, I don't think it is. Not when team revenues are measured in the hundreds of millions. You got to do more to keep them honest, but by the same token, you know, if I got 100, 200 million invested in the guy, I want to protect my investment. And so if I can rest them here or there and prolong their career, I think my organization's all the better for it.
Here's Knox. Here's the lob to the hoop. Up high and stop the alley-oop.
Chemistry at its best. An unreal alley-oop.
Yeah, you're right. The pass, the catch, the dunk. All of it perfect.
Friday, no.
Kicks to Howard.
Yeah.
And there's the foul. It'll go on top. That'll be his second foul of the game.
You know what? You've got to always be in control of your emotions.
Home team on D. Howard, the pass to Walters. Back to Howard. Clock is at 3. Beyond the arc. To the wing on the left. Passes to Walters. Second shot opportunity. And no good. Gone 5 for 9 from the field in the final quarter so far. Pass to Don. Out to the right wing. 1:44 left in the fourth quarter. Count that one. So it's the visitors now. The biggest lead of the game was 24 points. Pass to Howard. But Trey. No basket. That's his 5th miss in 11 attempts from the floor. Gotten into a pretty good groove, going 6 of 10 here in the final quarter. The pass to Hamilton. There's 1:17 left in the fourth. Here's the natural. And the call. The shot that sends him to the line. And it's been said that history is written by the victor. It certainly holds true in sports, don't you think, Greg? And with that in mind, do you think titles are overvalued when evaluating the great players, individual players in history?
You know, Kevin, I think so. Having said that, I think championships do matter, obviously, in the NBA, in basketball in general. One guy can have more impact, right? Because you only play 5 and you play both ways. So it does have something to say, but I don't think that completes the narrative. You know, there are some tremendously talented guys, Karl Malone, Elgin Baylor, Patrick Ewing, Allen Iverson, a lot of greats who never won it. It's easy to count those rings, but measuring greatness has to take in the whole picture.
Hall of Famers, all of them. And he makes both free throws. 1:07 left in the game. Crawford passes to Prez. Back to Crawford. Prez kicks to Webb. Passes it to Prez. Crawford drives in. And he comes up with the deuce.
Now, that play never gets old. The pick and roll will still be an offensive staple 100 years from now. Trust me.
Now here's Prez. Pass to Walters.
You ordered me a Hoover. Oh. You want me to take this with me this weekend?
I was thinking more so the mountain, but you can't.
Nah, you don't need no cooler for the mountain.
And he makes the
You
first.
gonna walk around in a cooler?
It's a backpack.
Oh. Oh.
He hits both from the stripe.
Did you ever call by your shit?
Yeah.
3-second difference between shot clock and game. Crawford passes to Prez. To the left wing. Webb kicks to Prez. To the right side. Here's P-Train, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle. 2 shots coming up.
If they don't know what happened to them. Try one more time, because Coach B going out there to recruit this weekend, so if they do have it, he can pick it up for me.
And the first one drops. And that's good as he hits both of the shots. Here's Magician. And so it's a victory for the road team in this one. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Brett Berry, Greg Anthony, and David Owens, this is Kevin Harlan, along with our 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. So long, everyone.
You figure anything out about your time? Oh! You heard that? Man, I think it's a fraud. Hey, did that scare you?